Hey everybody, welcome to TIW Podcast. I'm Eric, and today I watched WWE Monday Night Raw episode 1391, which was broadcast on January 20th, 2020. That's 1/20/2020, or 2021/2020, or whatever, however you say your dates. Lots of 20s there, and this is a pretty great episode. I enjoyed it. I only really meant to watch maybe like the first 45 minutes, because that once I saw the ladder match between Rey Mysterio and Andrade for the United States Championship, like, okay, that's the one match that I wanted to see as it aired, because I spent the entire day pretty much driving back home from Albuquerque. I had Albuquerque Comic Con this past weekend, met lots of awesome people, sold quite a few things, and it was my best convention yet. I was really happy with the experience, despite a couple of things that were worrisome that I was really worried about the entire weekend. One was Claire, my Daegu. I accidentally caused her to fall from pretty high up, from like the top of her cage all the way down to the floor. And it's a hard floor, not carpeted or anything. And she hurt her leg, and I felt so awful about it. And she was not moving around very much. She just like crawled into her little den area, just hiding in there. And this was the night before I had to leave for the show. And I was really worried that she wasn't going to be drinking water or going out to eat food or anything like that. But luckily, during the convention, I checked out my Claire cam, and I caught her right when she came out to drink some water, and I felt a lot better about that. But I had removed all of her ramps, and put her food and her water down on the first floor of her cage, because I was worried that she was going to try to go up and down the ramps where I would normally have her food and water, and fall off and get hurt even more. So I felt a lot better about that when I finally saw some video of her drinking water. And so that stress is a little bit alleviated. But also, once I got into Albuquerque, there's this really, really concerning scraping sound coming from my front left wheel. And it seemed like it might have been something with the brakes, something like that. But I wasn't going to have to use my car the entire weekend, so I got parked at the hotel. I can't do anything about it till after the show anyway. I'm just not going to, I'll figure it out at the end of the show. And so I ended up staying an extra night and had it looked at a Firestone, because that was the nearest shop that was there. And it only cost me $11 for an inspection there. And as they're doing the inspection, they cleared out the debris that was in there, and determined that there didn't seem to be any damage, nothing, no parts hanging off or anything like that were causing the scraping. It was just like dirt and gravel and stuff. So that was a huge relief. And so instead of driving home the night before, I spent most of Monday driving back after getting that checked out. So there you go. That's why that's what I've been up to this weekend. Yeah, the show is great. Go check out my Instagram at the Demon Jackal. I haven't posted pictures of all the art that I picked up from other artists yet, but hopefully I'll get to doing that after I record this episode. Also, I'm recording this. I don't know if I'm going to record or post this episode in chronological order or not, but I am recording this before I have watched last week's episode of SmackDown and 205 Live. So there you go. So I did get some slight spoilers on stuff that happened there, but it should still be. They should both still be really fun to watch. Like I know who won a couple of the matches and things like that, but it's all good. So, I intended only to watch the first 45 minutes because I was really tired. But then they were like, "Oh, Brock Lesnar is up next." And I thought, "Oh, maybe they'll have some more really fun stuff like last week with R-Truth." And that was pretty interesting. Not as great as R-Truth last week, but Ricochet came out, said he's not afraid of Brock Lesnar and all of that, and then Brock Lesnar, like, I don't know if he kicked him in the junk or what, but Brock Lesnar was pretty much just annoyed with Ricochet, attacked him, he just kicked him once and then got out of there. But so that was pretty interesting. But the match that happened before that, man, it was crazy. There's stuff that certainly went wrong. Maybe more went wrong in this match than not, or maybe it was supposed to be like that. I don't know. But man, when Rey, at one point he was hanging off of the title high above the ring. This is the first ladder match for a championship on Raw in 17 years. 7 years? No, 7 since 2012 years. 2007. Is that the last one that happened? 13 years. I don't know. Anyway, he fell off. He came off of the hanging from the title, and it was supposed to go into a Hurricane Rana, but it did not. That did not go very well. And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff. There's like the sunset flip on over onto the ladders. I thought for sure Zelina Vega was going to do a move to Rey onto the other ladder on the other side, but it turned out she was just a distraction so that Andrade could get him into that hammerlock DDT through that ladder. And then he was about so Andrade wins, lots of help from Zelina. And then he's about to continue the attack on Rey Mysterio by hitting that hammerlock DDT outside, right into the concrete to pull up the padding and all of that. But Humberto Carrillo arrives wearing a Rey Mysterio mask so he could blend in as a fan in the audience. And he fights Andrade off so that Rey doesn't have to be injured even more than he might have been already. But this match was nuts, absolutely worth watching, and I'm okay with. I'm not necessarily disappointed that Andrade won, but it would have been really exciting if Rey had won, but it was awesome. I don't know where things go from here because now it's getting more people involved. It's getting Humberto back into the fold for this, and it could be really interesting. I've been hoping for this for a long time anyway, for there to be an all-out lucha war, and that could still happen for sure. You could have. Dominic being a big part of that, like which side does he end up choosing, and having him actually choose to go against his dad, that could be interesting. But we'll see how this continues to progress. The opening of the show had the Monday Night Messiah and his new disciple Buddy Murphy talking all their stuff, and Kevin and Joe come out and they say, "Well, let's fight right now." And Seth's like, "Okay, fine, dummies. There's 4 of us." Said, "Oh, we're not the only ones." And the Viking Raiders come out, and so there's a big old brouhaha. And then, having been fought out of the arena, Seth challenges the Viking Raiders for the Raw Tag Team Championships later in the night. And it's not the AOP versus Viking Raiders. It's Seth Rollins and his newest disciple, Buddy Murphy, who will be challenging them. And that match was pretty good. And we have new Raw Tag Team champions, Seth Rollins with yet another rando partner winning another set of tag team championships. Because he won it with Jason Jordan, he won it with Dean Ambrose the same night that he was betrayed by Dean Ambrose. He also won. Who else has he won it with? I think he's won it. Maybe did he win it with Roman Reigns way back when? But anyway, just Seth Rollins tag team championships. Why not? But yeah, the cheating to get that curb stomp onto the apron, draped over the ropes. I thought that was pretty cool. While the referee's back was turned, so Buddy Murphy got the pin. But Seth Rollins had hit that curb stomp on, I think it was on Eric. So yeah, I enjoyed that match. It was cool. I liked it. I'm trying to remember some other stuff that happened throughout the night. We had the weekends after the Monday after the weekend update, summarizing Street Profits summarizing everything. And that's where it got a little bit of spoilers from SmackDown as well, but that's all right. I don't even remember. Well, there's one thing about John Morrison, but I'm all right with that because I already had that spoiled that he defeated Big E in that matchup. I don't know how, probably with some cheating or something, but I do know that happened. Let's see. What other matches were there? There was Eric Rowan versus Matt Hardy. Eric Rowan won, but this was after Rowan got really mad at whatever is in his cage, slammed the cage onto the stairs, which is absolutely animal abuse if it is an animal that's in there. But it could just, I don't know. It could be a robot, and then that's probably okay that he's doing that. I mean, it's certainly not an actual animal in there currently, but when it's finally revealed, then it'd be an animal. And then Jerry Lawler talking about, I think it's a snake in there, like Jake the Snake. It's probably, I think it's a snake. I think it's a snake, like Jake the Snake. and maybe it's gonna end up being a snake, because he was saying that a lot. But I hope he's wrong. I hope it's something very different, something completely unexpected. I don't know. But so yeah, that was the last match before the main event. But I'm not going to talk about the main event yet, because we also had what else did we have? We had the tag team match, of course. I already talked about that. And we had Becky Lynch versus Kairi Sane, which Becky won after how did she win that? She wanted to be able to disarm her, but Asuka attacked her. Asuka attacked her like within 3 beats of her music playing and got her into the Asuka lock. And Asuka seemed to really be enjoying herself. I don't know why the referee was allowing Asuka she was just hanging out on top of the ring post like a lifeguard, like looking over the swimming pool. Like why did the referee allow that? It was the entire match after the initial commercial break. She was up there the entire match. But there was no green mist used in this instance, and I think that's okay that Kairi was defeated. It's getting it helps Becky look like she's strong, of course, and Asuka she's strong going into this as well. This match is just in a couple of days, and yeah, I'm interested to see how this turns out. I think it seems like Becky is going to win because this is the last one more debt to collect or whatever. But I think I don't know. I'm not. I also really want Asuka to win because I think that would be awesome. Asuka 2 belts. And it would be, I think it would be unexpected, but maybe it is expected at this point. I don't know. I just don't No, I feel like it's more interesting if Asuka wins, and then Becky is like, I guess I can't beat her. I cannot beat her. What am I gonna do? And that starts the chase going after Asuka, going into WrestleMania. I think that's more interesting than pretty much anything else that could happen. So we'll see. The alternative, I think, is that Becky retains the championship. She wins, and then and this happens, before the Women's Royal Rumble. Number 30 is Ronda Rousey. She wins, and she goes right after Becky Lynch. She doesn't even wait until next Monday, to announce that. She just goes right after. I don't know, but I think it's more interesting if Asuka wins. Also, I want Asuka to be a Grand Slam, or not a Grand Slam, but she would be a Grand Slam champion. Yes, because she has the tag championships, obviously NXT champion. She's SmackDown champion last year, so I want that to happen. But anyway, let's see what else happened. I can't remember any of the other matches that happened. I was kind of tuning in and out during part of it. Actually, I went to pick up some food right after the tag team titles match, so that was pretty cool. Okay, the main events. Let's talk real quick about the main event, and that'll be it for this episode. But we had Lana and Bobby Lashley versus Rusev and Liv Morgan, and it was not a very long match, and there's lots of it was a mixed tag team match, so there's a lot of Lana trying to just distracting Rusev, grabbing his foot, things like that. Ultimately, it was her grabbing his foot when he's going for the accolade. He's doing this whole hype up for that, and then Bobby Lashley hit him with a spear that finished the match. But I thought for sure this match was going to end in disqualification, and then this would end up being continued into the Royal Rumble. That would be the main event of the show, and it just keep on going and going and going. Or they ultimately become a love quadrangle, or it's not a quadrangle, it's a love square. Well, I guess it is referred to as a quadrangle, and that sometimes, maybe, but that they become a whole faction, like the Love Shack is what they could be called. That's where it's at, and that they could have the B-52s play their whole entrance for at WrestleMania, and that they hold all the tag team championships. They have the women's tag team championships. They have the Raw tag team championships, and then they could also have the SmackDown championship. They could just have all the championships at WrestleMania. The Love Shack there, but that's dumb. So probably not, but maybe that could happen. But a different name, probably. But how cool would it be to see the B-52s perform live at WrestleMania? I think I've peaked the audio a couple of times here in this episode. But anyway, because now that with my new way of recording, it's not a new way of recording, but the different way that I'm recording the episodes now, I see the waveform as I'm recording it, and I can definitely see when stuff peaks and stuff like that. But anyway, that's it. I'm interested to see what happens next. Oh, we also had Mojo Rawley just destroy the Singh brothers backstage, because he is not running away from anybody. He's a different kind of 24/7 champion. So yeah, I can't remember other stuff that happened. Oh, Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. I did not watch most of that match because I was trying to go. I figured, okay, there's not a title on the line. I'm okay if I miss this one. I'll go back and watch it later. But and I couldn't fall asleep, so I turned the show back on and saw that Randy Orton was standing tall after having done something with a chair. I didn't see this happen. I saw Randy Orton with the music playing, and Drew McIntyre is wiped out, And Drew's like, give me a microphone. And then he was angry that one didn't work, even though it did work. But I don't know what was going on with that. But he said that he hopes that him and Randy are in the ring at the same time at the Royal Rumble so they can kick his head right off. That'd be pretty. I'm pretty excited for that. I want Drew McIntyre to win the Royal Rumble. I think that would be the most, because Roman Reigns doesn't need to win the Royal Rumble to get whatever match is needed for him at whatever match he is needed in at WrestleMania. It doesn't require winning the Royal Rumble. Like, just, it could happen that day. I mean, they want to advertise it, of course, but you can have him win the Elimination Chamber. He's already won a Royal Rumble before. I don't think he's won Elimination Chamber before, so I think that would be a lot more exciting. But anyway, we'll find out what happens with any and all of that very soon. I will. I'm probably going to watch SmackDown and 205 Live right now. So stay tuned for that episode, or maybe this episode is already that. Maybe I've already posted that episode and we're posting this one later. I don't know. But let me know what you thought about this week's Monday Night Raw by tweeting me at TIW Podcast. Go to TIWpodcast.com for more reviews. If you enjoyed this episode or anything else on the site, please share some links with your friends. Subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, wherever you like to listen. Stay safe out there in all of the infinite multiverses, and I'll see you next time here on TIW Podcast. I'm just a few days away from being in Houston for Worlds Collide. They just announced Kaylee Ray versus Mia Yim on the kickoff. A little bit disappointing that's on the kickoff. A little bit disappointing it's not for the title, but I still get to see them fight each other, and that's going to be awesome. But yeah, I'm really excited for this weekend. I decided that I will not be going to the go home show of NXT this week. He's staying home and trying to take care of more stuff, take care of Claire a little bit, since she also seems to have a cold or something. But anyway, I'm super excited for this weekend, and I will probably not post an episode about everything until after I get home the following Wednesday, actually. So it'll be just one huge episode about everything. Maybe I'll record some while I'm out there. But that's it for now. And I already said all the closing stuff, so I'll see you next time. Bye.